All right, Harmony Science Academy students, welcome back to a new lesson. Let's go ahead and get our calligraphy pen going. First things first is we want to really start mastering even further our vocabulary, our math specific vocabulary. So I'm sure you guys are familiar with these terms, addition and polynomial, but go ahead, look them up anyways. Find some examples, find something interesting and put it in your definition and include an example, okay? Many times we get surprised, that's a good thing. This is the time to enjoy math, so go ahead, okay? Take time with that. And the title for your notes is adding polynomials, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, we've got three sets. Okay, the first set are the easier problems, then we've got the middle set, and then our last set is the most difficult. But as long as you've got the fundamentals down, all of these you can blast through them. Again, don't feel pressure or anything. This is the college's way of getting you guys to revisit math concepts, build up your confidence, build up your practice, your experience. Okay, so for many of you, you can change back from not being too confident in your math skills to being nice and solid. Okay. Anyways, let's go and take a look at number 6. Okay. The thing that should pop out here are the terms. Okay. In general and very simply, terms are separated by pluses and minuses. Okay. So we have that. Now, the first thing you want to look at within parentheses is if you can simplify further, right, PEMDAS? I can't here, right, because he's got an n cubed, he doesn't. They're not like terms, okay? They're not similar in that way. So that's it. Can't do nothing here, can't do nothing there, okay? What I can do is distribute this minus sign. So I'll go ahead and rewrite everything. I no longer need the parentheses since I can't proceed any further within them, okay? But here I have to be careful, right? This minus will distribute before I get rid of the parentheses and must distribute, so minus 2n cubed and minus minus 2, okay? I am going extra slow to really hone in on our fundamentals, and when we get to the tougher ones, you guys are chilling because you've got your foundation, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to identify alphabetically the first variable, and then I'm going to look to the highest degree. So here it's not too complicated. N is the only variable, okay? I don't have any other degree besides 3. So I'm going to go ahead and combine the coefficients up front, okay? Coefficients are the numbers in front of the variables, okay? So I have minus 4, minus 2, so that's minus 6n cubed. So once I use them, I'm going to scratch them off. And in your notes and in your coursework, you want to write the problem and all steps included, especially as we move forward. If you don't want to start losing points for no reason, just get comfortable sharing your work, okay? All right. So if I continue this problem, I now have these constants, okay? 2 plus 2, which is going to be 4, okay? And for some of you guys that are a little more advanced, which is really all of you guys, okay? Meaning as you're working through these, you're going to get more comfortable and you're going to be okay with more information. Technically, even a constant has a variable, okay? But the exponent is not 1 because it didn't have an n, but it's 0. Why? Because anything to the 0 power is 1. 2 times 1 is still 2. So that's something to keep in mind, okay? This is pretty special, so I'll put a star. If you can make a note of that in your notebooks, that's pretty cool, okay? So technically this guy also has an n to the 0, okay? But again, anything to the 0 is 1, 2 times 1 is 2, so nothing changes, but it's just really cool information, okay? All right. So again, we're going to be doing a couple of sets of these, but it's a lot of repetition. It's good for your eyes, it's good for your experience, it's good for your confidence. And then we'll get to the more difficult ones. So let's go ahead and approach 33, right? Scottie Pippen's my guy, so let's go ahead and do 33, right? Before I start this, it's the same setup, adding polynomials. I'm going to look within the parentheses to see if I can do anything, simplify further, okay? X to the first, x squared, y cubed, no. X squared, x, almost, but no. He's x to the first, so I'm stuck, okay? So basically all the parentheses are going bye-bye, but before I do that, I gotta distribute these minus signs, okay? So up here, it's not a problem. Let me start up here. Okay, here I've got a minus 10x, minus 13x squared, minus 8y cubed, minus plus 2x squared, minus plus 13x, okay? And as you can tell, I'm being loud about it because it's really that allowing some of these minuses to sneak past you that'll make for simple mistakes, so careful, okay? All right, so again, remember last time we talked about that before we look at the higher degree, we look at alphabetically who comes first, and that's x before y. So I've got x's. Do I have x's to a higher degree? Yes, x squared and x squared. So that's going to be my first term of interest. So he's one of them, and he's one of them. So I have minus 13 plus 2, so that's minus 11. And before it gets all messy, I'm just going to scratch them off. Okay? Not that that's not messy, but at least I don't have to deal with them anymore. And before I go to y, let me deal with these x's. Him, and him. Okay, so he's minus 14, minus 10, that's minus 24, plus 13, that's minus 11. And I should have already included the x here. Okay, my bad. Hopefully you guys picked up on what I'm talking about here, right? I've got what's left over are y cubed, so the first thing I'm going to do is put a y cubed. And everybody has a y cubed, I'm going to underline. So he's a minus 4 plus 8, which is a plus 4. I use them and I scratch them off. And I double check to see if anyone's left. No one's left, and that's the final answer, okay? So some the rest of them are going to be very similar. If there's any issues, remember you've got your powerful brain, you've got your shoulder partner, and I'll be walking around. You can just give me a tug, and then we'll take a look at it and see what's going down. All right, guys, we'll catch you in class.